All right, let's get it started. All right, what's happening? I look kind of rough tonight, man. What's going on, y'all? Let's get on up in here. Let me let everybody know on the gram that we're live. Let me do that real quick so I won't be stalling, so we can get right into what we need to get into. You understand me? How y'all doing, man? Let me get this thing going. All right. Y'all bear with me for 2 seconds, and then I'm going to put this up on my gram. All right. And then we ready to rock out with the cock out. Bam, bam, bam. There it is. All right, man. Real quick, got that done. How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing? Everybody come on in the room. Everybody come on in the room. Glad to have y'all in here. I know I look like I just woke up. You know, been a rough day. Been tired today all day. Been chilling at the crib. You know, just doing a lot of work at home and stuff like that. Excuse me. But I'm here. I'm here for the family. Oh, y'all like the no anti-black racism shirt? I was rocking these T-shirts on a few interviews I did this week. Oh yeah, real nice shirts. If y'all want yours, y'all click that link below. We got them. If you want your no anti-black racism shirt, y'all click the link below, noantiblackracism.com. Yes, noantiblackracism.com to get your shirt. We're representing out here. Nice texture, nice quality. You know, the message is straight to the point. All of you need to be rocking that. Thank you. I haven't had a haircut in a few days. Usually I get my hair cut on the weekend, but my barbers, everybody's out for the holiday. So, I'm doing it a little bit. The hair's still intact. Yeah, the hair is still intact. We're here though. Everybody click that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Everybody hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up button right now to let everybody know that we're here. Hit that thumbs up button. Yes, it is. It's cancer season. It is cancer season. Yeah, my haircut is cool. I'm still trying to get it to grow. You know, I'm letting it grow. I'm gonna let it grow and do what it do. You know, put more juices and berries in it. I know it looks kind of high top fadish, but it's working for me. It's working. It's working. It's working. What's up, D Tubman? I see you. All right. But I hope everybody had a safe, or you still having a safe 4th of July weekend. You know, I warned people about a lot of shootings that's going to be going down. There has been a lot of shootings around the country. A lot of them are done by white supremacists, and it's being blamed on black people. Let's be very clear. A lot of things are done and then ultimately blamed on black people. A lot of these shootings go off and all the white supremacists run around talking about, see, look at the black on black crime. You don't even know who the suspects are. Usually a lot of these people are white supremacists doing these killings because they planned on doing it anyway. They said they were going to go to some of these places and start, you know, doing these little terrorist stacks. They said they were going to do this. But a lot of crimes are done and blamed on black people. For example, case in point, there was a white woman who was at one of these protests, and she started throwing cocktail bombs at police. She was throwing these Molotov cocktails at police. And when she got caught, this is her right here, Samantha Shader, that's her name. When she got caught, her punk ass said it was some black folks who made her do it. She pulled the Patty Hearst defense. The black folks made me do it. I was out there and there was a lot of black people and they gave me a Molotov cocktail and I just felt like I had to do it or they were going to do something. Come to find out, they planned on doing it. One of her white homeboys had wrote a note telling her how to make a damn Molotov cocktail. You dig? A white boy named Tim Ammerman. He wrote a note, and then they wrote all this stuff out like, hey, I got you some glass bottles, dude. You're gonna have to get your fingerprints off the bottle, bro. You know, they planned this thing and gonna blame it on black folks. So this is why, family, you gotta be very careful about these so-called, some of these damn allies that's hanging out at certain spots. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is, if you want to put in some work, put in work, but then own up to your work. Don't put in work and then turn around and get a black person in trouble. See, that's the part that's fucked up. See, if you want to go out there and put in some work, stand by your work. But don't go out there and do something and you're doing it because you know a black person is going to get blamed. You're just another white supremacist doing that. A lot of those fake allies were doing that type of stuff. A lot of the looting that was going on, these were white supremacists doing that, but they understood that it was going to be black people who were going to be blamed. That's why, family, as you saw here in LA, you didn't see any looting in South Central or Long Beach, because the brothers and sisters out here knew if they came out here with the bullshit, everybody would get blamed, so they ran them off the block. They tried to do that in Long Beach. They told them to get off the block with that. The Long Beach Crips ran all those white motherfuckers up out of Long Beach trying to loot and riot. They're like, no, you ain't about to do all that, and then we got to eat that. We got to take the blame. Take that shit somewhere else. Yeah? What's up, What's up, Quadia? Shout out to iwantamask.com. Shout out to I Want a Mask website, iwantamask.com. Free shipping on all orders over $50. iwantamask.com. I'm Rod Bass and I want to get down. All right? So yeah, man, a lot of stuff is going on out here. But today's topic, we're talking about the culture of contradictions. All right? That's going to be the topic of today, because see, white supremacy thrives on contradictions. And black folks, we got a very bad habit of buying into the contradictions, being allowed to hold ourselves up to this crazy, high, impossible standard. You understand? We allow ourselves to be placed on this insane, impossible standard that nobody can maintain a standard like that. See, black people, we're told, and then we start telling each other, if there's black crime, then we're somehow deserving of white supremacist punishment. I want y'all to get out that stupid ass mindset. I was talking about, some of these protests where brothers are showing up armed, and there's a couple of coons trying to parrot the words of the white supremacists talking about that need to be done up there in Chicago. And I was asking a little butter biscuit eating Negro, I said, okay, some of these armed protests are not in Chicago. What does Chicago have to do with anything? Well, there's a lot of crime up there. Something got to be done. Okay, what's your black ass doing? Well, I don't live in Chicago. I live in Jersey. So what the fuck are you talking about? You're just talking for butter biscuits. You're talking coward talk. I don't want to hear from you cowardly, old, dusty Negroes. I really don't. Whenever you hear a motherfucker talk about, what about Chicago? Why don't they go up to Chicago with all them guns and stop all of the gangs? That's an old, sorry, tired, bummy, cowardly Negro who's waiting on his little pension to kick in. You ain't fooling nobody. It's always an old Negro talking that dumbass shit. You ain't fooling nobody. You ain't done nothing about the crime in Chicago, bitch niggas. You ain't done nothing about it. If you ain't done nothing about it, shut the fuck up. Don't say nothing. Let me tell you something. I've been up to Chicago. I got a lot of love in Chicago. I've been all up in the streets of Chicago, promoting the black businesses up there. Not only that, I've been up there to Chicago, getting people jobs. I've always promoted my brother, who has an employment agency up there. My man JJ, I've been putting people onto him for years, and he's been employing people. So if you're not, I do shit out there. So don't ever come my way talking about somebody need to do something about Chicago. I've done stuff to help the people in Chicago. Many things. I've had backpack giveaways to the children up there. I've always done stuff to help the people of Chicago. Nigga, what have you done? If you ain't done nothing, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear none of you niggas talk that Chicago shit, because all you trying to do is get some brownie points from white people. Shut the fuck up, you coon ass niggas. Stay in the coon corner. Just be a quiet coon. Yeah, just stop all that Chicago, all that crime up in Chicago. No, nigga, that's just you trying to change the subject because you ain't gonna do shit to the white supremacists. That's all it is. You're not gonna do a goddamn thing to the white supremacists. Chicago gets a very bad rap. You got some good brothers and sisters out there in Chicago. I did a broadcast with my man JoJo Capone the other day, chopping up a good game. Unfortunately, they didn't record it, man. It was me, JoJo Capone, my man Belafonte, not Harry Belafonte, the other one. Well, what is my man's name? Steph Belafonte, Willie D. Man, we had a grown man conversation. We were chopping the fuck up, man. And for some reason, the engineer didn't record it, man. And it was a great conversation, grown man talk that y'all won't get to see. Hopefully, we can do it again. Oh man, we were chopping it up for like an hour, man. Oh. And JoJo hit me up like, man, they weren't fucking recording this shit. They didn't record it. Oh, the shirt. Everybody's liking the shirt. You get the shirt, ladies and gentlemen, at noantiblackracism.com. And shout out to everybody who's hitting up the Melanoid Ministries, the Cash App, the $ KingFlex818. Shout out to everybody who is hitting that up. Yeah, the engineer. Yeah, Mel B's ex. And we was talking about the whole Mel B situation too. Steph, he was breaking that situation down. We had a heavy-ass conversation. We had a heavy conversation. You dig? Yeah, noantiblackracism.com. Everybody, get your shirt there now. Everybody keep asking about the shirt. The link is right there below. Click that link below, noantiblackracism.com. Get your shirt now. I'm going to talk about the Stone Mountain thing. We got time. We got time tonight. We got time. You know, the case out there in Louisiana where the brother got roughed up and then he had to defend himself from the race soldier. I'm going to share something with y'all. We put this on the FBA Times site. We put this on FBA Times. The race soldier who roughed our brother up, name is Adam Dupuy. Adam Dupuy, Corporal Adam Dupuy. And there's video, and I showed this before. This is the aftermath of that situation down there. You could see Adam Dupuy spitting on our brother. He spit on, see right, I want to see if y'all can catch it. He's spitting on our brother, Jonathan Rose, right there. Let me play it again so y'all can see it. But if you look closely, he's spitting on him as he's detained. If you could see it, it kind of goes fast. There you go. Yeah, he's spitting on him, which is a federal crime, by the way. You know, the Assistant Attorney General said that the COVID-19 virus can be classified as a bioweapon. And if you knowingly spread that, I mean, they're talking about terrorism charges. So that race soldier needs to be federally investigated for that, number one. Also, that guy, Adam Dupuy, he has a track record of abusing black people, ladies and gentlemen. This man has a track record of this stuff. There's another sister, 2017. Oh, I've been doing research on this guy. 2017, there was a black woman that he abused, and I done dug and found all the court information. It was a sister named Tanya Price, and I spoke with her on the phone, as a matter of fact. She broke it down, but I'm just showing y'all some receipts here that they've been trying to hide about this guy. See, they hide a lot of stuff about each other. But no, I got the receipts, buddy. I got that. So this sister, Tanya Price, there was a situation where it was a car repossession, it was a miscommunication with a car repossession company. She had a dispute with them, so the police was called to her house. So Dupuy, he just came out in full race soldier mode, roughing the sister up. The sister is a cancer recovery, somebody who recovered from cancer. The sister was going through chemo, so he came. This sister, was going through chemo therapy. So he's roughing this sister up. slamming her down, punching her in the back of the head, beating his sister up. So the sister filed a civil rights suit against the guy, and they kind of gave her the runaround out there, that old boys club. So the lawsuit just kind of fizzled because they just gave them the runaround. But just the fact that this guy has had a civil suit on him before because of his damn abuse shows there's a pattern here where they let these race soldiers act a damn fool out there. So this is why it's up to us to do independent research and be our own media apparatus to put this information out there, because the white mainstream media, they're looking out for each other. And another thing we have to do, guys, we are going to have to start filing federal charges and complaints on race soldiers and some of these Karens too. A sister did a great video about this. As we know, local law enforcement is just rotten to the core with race soldiers, okay? A lot of the hate crimes don't get reported to the federal level because the white supremacists on the local level are caping for the other white supremacists, okay? A lot of black folks, what we don't do, we don't get in touch with the feds to file charges on these folks, which is what we need to start doing. We need to file federal charges on all these Karens. They have a civil rights division specifically for that. We're going to have to start doing that. We got to skip over local, go right to federal, and start filing those civil rights charges whenever these Karens out here acting a fool, because they'll show on the federal level that hate crimes are down when they're really not. They're just not being reported by the local level. So they have a whole department that's just sitting there waiting on people to file these charges. Nobody's doing it because we don't. A lot of us are scared. Well, we can't be talking to the police. If we're dealing with other white supremacists, yeah, we can talk to the damn police. This is war. We can use all. Look, we're citizens of this fucking country. Our tax dollars pay their bills. They should be doing work for us. So can the feds be trusted? Of course, there might be some white supremacists in the feds or whatever. But the feds, when you make complaints with them, they're required to do an investigation. They could be white supremacists too, but it's better to go over the local level's heads. It's better to go over their heads and also get the things documented too. Yeah? So we're going to have to start doing that. We're going to have to start hitting them up on the federal level. Again, these local Karens are being protected. We got to go over their heads. When you document these Karens acting a fool, get ready to file a federal complaint against their asses. Yes, we do know. We know that they're white supremacists on the federal level, but you have a better chance on the federal level than on the local level, because the local level, on the federal level, they have to be more strict with a lot of stuff they do. You want to get a paper trail too. On the local level, they just won't even file the paperwork. Look, let me tell you something. When the race soldiers were trying to assassinate my ass, and the officers were here getting statements, and I'm telling them, hey, this is some racial shit. These are white supremacist groups doing this. And on the police report, they didn't even put that it was racial. They asked on the police report, was this incident a racial incident? And the LAPD didn't put that it was a racial incident when they knew it was. So they cape for white supremacists on the local level. It's very important to get things documented. Get a paper trail. Even if there's a white supremacist on a federal level, they have to investigate. So that means there's going to be a paper trail. Just like y'all saw that receipt I pulled up. That thing is hard to find. They buried that shit. They buried that damn paperwork I found on that damn race soldier out there. They try to, this is why those police unions are always trying to get documents destroyed. They always got these little loopholes where after 5 years, after a certain amount of time, all of the complaints are supposed to be destroyed. They don't want a paper trail. Because, see, they don't want people to do what I'm doing. Once you establish that certain race soldiers have a pattern of abuse, you can use that to bring into civil court. We got to start getting them paper trails on these fools. You understand? Oh man, and plus I done talked to the girl too, and she spilled all the beans. I'm like, when she told me everything that happened, I'm like, damn. You know? So like, we got to stop being afraid to go out here and put in work. We got to stop being afraid to stand up to these assholes. Look, down there in Louisiana, I was calling down there to that police station banging on these assholes. You call down there and mention my name, they'll hang the phone up on your ass. I've been banging on their ass. You dig? Out here, when the race soldiers out here hemming black folks up, I called up banging on them. You got to stop being afraid of these fucking people, man. And we got to get shit done with them. We got to get stuff done. Scare time is over. Okay? And the thing is, you got white supremacists all around the country. You got random white supremacists pulling their guns out on folks. I know down there in St. Louis, they were marching in a neighborhood, and this white couple came out with their guns, and everybody was justifying them coming out with their guns, pointing their guns at people. They were threatened. Black Lives Matter. They thought that Black Lives Matter was going to break into their homes. Nobody was even thinking about their home. People, they weren't even focused on those people's houses. You in? Brittany, we did give out backpacks in Chicago. What are you talking about? We got all that shit documented. Okay, but that's somebody trolling. We did give out backpacks. Y'all go Google the shit. We gave out backpacks in 3 cities, Atlanta, Chicago, and Long Beach. Google that. But when you ain't got no defense, you got to troll. So, but like I said, what we got to do, we see a lot of these white supremacists pulling guns out on black people, and people are trying to justify these race soldiers pulling these stunts. Out there in Michigan, there was a sister who got into a situation with a white supremacist female. This right here, let me play this. Let me go to my Instagram. This white supremacist suspect woman bumped into this black woman's daughter. The black woman was like, well, damn it, you need to apologize or something. And the white supremacist suspect woman, didn't want to apologize. And the woman and her white husband got into an argument with the sister, and the sister wasn't backing down. And the fact that the black woman wasn't backing down really bothered them. So this white woman pulled the gun on this sister. Look at this. Hold on, where's my volume? Where's my volume? Come on, volume. Hold on, where's my goddamn volume? Okay, where's my volume, y'all? Okay, I can't hear nothing. Okay, can y'all hear something? Okay, I hear. Can y'all hear the volume? Can y'all hear the volume? No volume? Okay. I don't know why I can't hear the volume on this thing. Okay, that's weird. Let me try something else. Okay, why am I not hearing the volume on this, y'all? Okay, that's strange. Hold on one second. Hold on. Okay, I'm not hearing my volume. Okay. Why am I not hearing the volume? Hold on one second. Y'all bear with me one second. I cannot hear my volume for shit. Okay, I can hear myself talking, but I want to be able to hear the volume, and I don't know why I cannot hear the volume. I hate when this shit starts acting janky at the last damn minute. Hold on one second. Y'all bear with me one second. Let me try some things here. Okay, testing one. Let me see if I can hear it now. Okay, let me see this. There we go. All right, here we go. All right, I don't know what was going on. Let me try that one more time. All right.
She got the gun on me. Get away. She got the gun on me. He was in here with the car. Call him. I'm telling. Get the license plate now. Because you were never about to hit me with the damn car. You about to hit me with the car? Oh, don't be up putting guns down on me, okay? Call Richard back up to the police. Call Richard back up here now.
Don't you fucking jump behind
No, I ain't jumping on your girl. What you doing? Your husband was hitting me.
Get the fuck back!
Do you see that? Do you see that? They both put that gun on me. He was trying to hit me with the car when I was going back. You see that? And then when I hit his car, he wanted to jump out the car and put a gun on me. That is crazy. Trump making it real comfortable. Call the police. No, don't go anywhere. Call the police. 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 You about to hit me with the car. Yo, these motherfuckers trying to hit me. He got the gun.
All right. So that, and you know, they thought that gun, the sister stood up to their ass. That gun wasn't scaring that sister. That's the thing that really pissed these white supremacists off. Yeah, the sister wasn't even, that didn't scare her. Yeah? That didn't scare her. And the Karen ended up getting arrested, and her husband got arrested and charged. Good. And her husband lost his job. Good. Yeah? So that's a good thing. But you got to be ready out here. You got to be very careful out here. You better be strapped out here, especially if you're in a city that's open carry. You out here with all these crazy ass Karens. You better be ready. Yeah? Speaking of being ready, actress Deborah Messing, she put up this tweet here. Because, you know, as you know, Kanye is talking about running for president. Kanye West has announced he's running for president. And what many people believe that, you know, what he's probably trying to do, he's probably working with Trump. You know, he's announced his presidency at the last minute, so he might galvanize some voters. They think that he's going to galvanize some moderate voters or some neutral voters and then deliver them to Trump at the last minute. You dig? They think that's what's about to happen. They think that he's basically going to assist Trump. So Deborah Messing put out a tweet. She said, absolutely, well, let me read the whole thing. Somebody said, to be clear, Kanye is a red hat MAGA lunatic. If he wants to run for presidency, it's probably a plan between Trump and Kanye to strip whatever support they can away from Biden. And then Deborah Messing said, absolutely, he's playing Jill Stein. He's trying to make you black voters, he's trying to take you black voters from Biden. It's disgusting. Okay, stop it. Okay, first of all, you ain't got to take us from damn Biden because we ain't fucking with Biden anyway. We ain't rocking with Biden anyway. And if Kanye could easily take black voters from Biden, that means Biden ain't shit. You understand? If Kanye, crazy ass, if his crazy ass can take voters away from Biden, that means Biden wasn't shit anyway, which he's not. So stop it. I hate when these people in the dominant society try to act like, oh, black people are just so gullible and they're just going to be so manipulated. Stop. Stop it. We're not dumb. Ain't nobody taking Kanye seriously. Kanye is somebody that white people really, really hold up. Black folks, we like Kanye's beats. We like some of his music, but just be real. Black folks ain't really rocking with Kanye to the point where we're going to go run out and vote because of what Kanye is doing. No disrespect to Kanye, but Kanye doesn't have that much sway with black society like that. He really doesn't. You know? Nobody, young black voters are not really rocking with Biden anyway. Biden has shown nothing but contempt and disrespect for foundational black Americans. Biden has shown nothing but disrespect. What's up, sweetie? What you get? What you ordered? Food? That was food again? Okay.
He even opened up the drawer.
Oh, that's in there. It's in there. It's in the other. Bro, what do you need to open the drawer for? Ain't no remote in there? Okay, sorry about that, guys. What was I saying? My wife interrupted me trying to get a key for my drawer because my kids being there taking shit out my drawer, tearing up my Beats by Dre headphones. You know, I have to hide my valuables from my kids. You know. So, like I said, black folks aren't really rocking with Kanye like that, and black folks are not rocking with Biden like that. We're not rocking with Biden because Biden has shown nothing but contempt. He doesn't have an agenda for black folks. We've told him what we want. We've been very clear about what the hell we want. We want tangibles in the form of reparations. We've said this over and over again. Biden continues to show disrespect to foundational black Americans. Whenever we talk about reparations, which we're forcing the conversation, he starts talking this dumb shit about, well, if we do reparations, we're going to have to include Native Americans. See, that's disrespectful. And let me tell you something what they did out there in Minnesota. Some lawmakers, these goofy bastards right here, these Democrats, they introduced a reparations proposal that includes Native Americans. They tried to be slick. And this Sambo, he got butter biscuit stains. This nigga looks like a burnt butter biscuit. Look at this Negro. These are the people who wrote this proposal. We put them on FBAtimes.com. They all look goofy as hell. This is the People of Color Coalition. This is the Minority Coalition. Okay? So they put together this janky-ass proposal that's extremely deceitful. Let me blow it up a little bit, zoom in. All right, it says a bill acknowledging the fundamental injustice, cruelty, brutality, and inhumanity suffered by certain groups in Minnesota's history, establishing a commission to study and report recommendations to provide appropriate remedies. So they're using a lot of trick bad language. It's all that, let's find a study and let's do a study for reparations. But we already pointed out, we don't want any other group included in the conversation, okay? Native Americans should not be included in reparations talks at all. Number one, Native Americans, they've already got form of reparations from treaties and all types of payments that they're already getting. Number two, Native Americans, many of those tribes own black people, so they would owe reparations themselves. Number three, there's already a treaty, the Treaty of 1866, that specifies they are supposed to give resources to the freedmen and their descendants who were subject to their tribes. They have done everything they could to kick black folks out of those tribes. They are definitely not going to be included in our reparations package. Also, this is a ploy to get money to white people because, as we know, many of the people claiming Native American today, about 90% of them, are really white people who are $5 Indians, white people who have zero or little, but mainly zero, Native American ancestry. It's a bunch of white people faking the funk. And as we know, there are a bunch of contracts and all types of government benefits and set-asides like this right here. Hold on, let me pull this up. Where's my link? Where these $5 Indians claiming to be Cherokee contractors with white ancestry got $300 million. So it's a finesse. They know it's a finesse. They know the minute they start talking about Native American and trying to run this game as if we're on the same level, that it's going to be an open door policy to get that money to white people. They already know. Black folks don't ever, 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 ever let another group get a Trojan horse into our benefits. Don't ever let all these other groups align themselves with us when it comes time to get our benefits. Because it's always going to undermine us. The whole purpose is to undermine us. You dig? So these are the contradictions. The white supremacists have a culture of contradictions. They pride themselves on having contradictions when it comes to us. Because they figure, okay, these niggas can't do nothing. We can contradict ourselves blatantly. Look at what I do. Hey, if we give you niggas reparations, we're going to give it to the Native Americans too. And by the way, I'm mixed with Cherokee, so I'm going to get some of those reparations. Wink, wink. Look at what we're doing, buddy. They nudge each other when they pull little stunts like that. They know it's a contradiction and they know it's bullshit. But they figure, okay, these niggas ain't got the muscle to do anything. See, when you start showing muscle, then they get a little nervous. As we see, speaking of contradictions, the white supremacists, they've been running around here for months, having these little COVID marches, showing up to state buildings and Capitol buildings, armed. They have guns. They show up at a lot of these protests, a lot of these no anti-black racism protests, infiltrating. We got to watch out for that. Watch out for those boogaloo boys. Those are the ones you really got to watch out, because they sit up here and try to act like they're allies, and these are hardcore white supremacists, and you really got to watch those guys. But you got, like, over here, hold on, like up here in Seattle. This is Seattle, where the white supremacists are out here marching, and they're being protected by the police. This is a bunch of white supremacists out here marching in Seattle, and the police are protecting them. So they march all over the place, armed. They've been going up in Capitol buildings and all this stuff, as we've seen, and nothing happens to them. The Boogaloos were out there in, I think in Virginia this weekend, marching with the state senator, Amanda Chase, who's a suspected white supremacist, her damn self. So these are the white supremacist Boogaloo boys marching with her.
Good to see you. How's it going?
So she's sending a code right here. This is her. She's sending a code. Hey, look at me. Look at where my allegiance is. Okay. The white boy in the red shirt, by the way, that's Matt. I think it's Mike Dunn.
How's it going, man?
He's one of the leaders. The white boy in the red shirt, that's Mike Dunn. He's one of the leaders of the Boogaloo boys out there. And remember, the Boogaloo boys is the white supremacist group. I mean, they shot a black officer out here during the early stages of the rebellion. So these are very deadly white supremacists. Mike Dunn, watch him. This is another picture of Mike Dunn out here. They brought some token Negroes to one of their little marches, talking about, hey, we're allied with Black Lives Matter. So what they did, they went and got them some paid Negroes, about 3 of them. It was about 3 or 4 of them, and did a bunch of photo ops. They got some bedwench out there marching with these white supremacists, some bedwench who's most likely a non-FBA. They got this bedwench out here marching with the white supremacists. You dig? Trying to show, hey, we're not really racist. We got black people who are marching with us. That's a con game. The Proud Boys try to do the same thing. They try to pull that same stunt. Now, this is this guy right here from the Boogaloos, Mike Dunn. This is him. He in his corrections officer uniform. He's a former corrections officer. He got fired somehow, but this is him. So this guy works in the correctional industry. Hold on.
So I am en route to the house after being terminated from being a state employee.
Okay, so they probably fired him because of his affiliation with that damn group. So again, these white supremacists work in the jails. They work in law enforcement. These are hardcore white supremacists, guys. We need to know who these people are. When they go out here trying to act like they're your allies, they're not your fucking allies, guys. These people are not your allies. So as we saw this weekend, you know, again, for the last month, we've seen these white supremacists walk up in these state buildings, white supremacists running around with guns, pointing them at black people, and people tried to justify this, all Second Amendment this, Second Amendment that. Now, brothers were out there in Georgia, and brothers had a march on Stone Mountain, because this weekend, a lot of white supremacists were making threats, talking about what they were going to do to black people, talking about if black folks show up here or there. And this is, let me show y'all something else here. This is up in Seattle. No, this is in Oregon. This is a police officer throwing up a white supremacist hand signal Look at this. He's throwing up a hand signal to one of the Proud Boys. And the Proud Boy patting him on the back, showing his allegiance. You see? So these people are just being open about the fact that they're clicked in with these white supremacist groups, okay? They're being open about it. He's throwing up white supremacist hand signs. We're in here heavy. Everybody hit that thumbs up button. Hit that thumbs up button, everybody. Let's get to 7,000 people in here. We're over 6,000. Let's get to 7,000 people. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit that like button. Hit that thumbs up button if you're just coming in here. And by the way, a lot of folks are asking about this shirt. You can get this shirt at noantiblackracism.com, ladies and gentlemen. So, down in Georgia, some black folks showed up hella deep. The black folks showed up hella deep because they were threatening black folks, talking about what they were going to do. This is one of the spokespersons down there speaking about the threats. This is Grandmaster Jay talking. Let me play this. Hold on.
Threat, counter threat. Because threats don't mean shit to us. Y'all been threatening us since Birmingham. I ain't seen shit. When is July the 4th? And all you scary ass Negroes that pass that shit around. Look at what the fuck you did. You made blacks come out. I don't see no white militia. So to the boogie boys, the 3%ers, and all the rest of you scared ass rednecks, we here. Where the fuck you at? We in your house. Let's go. NFAC, motherfucker.
Yeah, so as you see, the brothers came through, brothers and sisters came through hella deep. Let me play this. This is them out there. They came through hella deep. Look at that. Brothers hella deep. All right. And this video is going viral. It's been circulating. And boy, the white supremacists are now, they crying foul. Now, all those tough white supremacist groups are online whining. Hey, wait a minute now. They're threatening people. Stop. Stop. Oh, now the white supremacists are trying to whine and deflect. Now all of a sudden, wait, can't somebody do something about this? They came through heavy. The not fucking around crew, yeah. NFAC. They came through. Now Grandmaster Jay, there's been some interesting things with his background, but that's neither here nor there. That's a good thing. That's why I'm not going to even trip. I've heard things, some interesting things about his background. All right, we won't even get into that because this is a positive to me. I think this is a positive. So I won't even get into all that shit. This is great, though. This is great. You're standing up to these white supremacists. You're getting serious about it. You understand? You're getting serious about things, and it just shouldn't be one organization. All of us should be mobilized like that. Let's be clear. All of us should be mobilized like that. And people, I know people are, but Grandmaster Jay did this, and it was some stuff within the hip hop community and the DJing community that, it's a lot of funny style shit, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. Yeah, that's why, the personal thing, all right, that's neither here nor there. That, I can rock with this, and we need more of it. We need more people exercising the Second Amendment and protecting the community. You understand? We need more of that. We need more of that. And the white supremacists, they saw that, and anytime black people arm themselves and protect themselves, the white supremacists always trying to call them the Black Panthers. Oh my God, it's the Black Panthers. The Black Panthers are back. Stop it. The white people online, all the anti-black racists are running around talking about the Black Panthers this, the Black Panthers that. And they went down there to Stone Mountain, and that's a favorite monument of the white supremacists. The white supremacists usually go there on July 4th. July 4th is where they celebrate at Stone Mountain all the time. They didn't go down there this weekend. They didn't go down there this weekend. But yeah, all the white supremacists online talking about, hey, they were threatening pedestrians. Come on, dude. This is just taking it too far, man. They were threatening drivers. They're making up all of these fake scenarios. Now that black folks are exercising their Second Amendment and doing the same thing these white supremacist groups are doing, protecting themselves, now they want to cry foul. Now, wait a minute, we're going to need some gun control. You dig? All of a sudden, they start changing the narrative up. They change that narrative big time. Yeah? And we need this kind of energy. Because, see, the white supremacists, they thrive on ambush attacks. They love going around ambushing children and women, you know, and black folks who are by themselves. See, they thrive on that. You know, that's where they get their power from, ambushing you. They're very weak people on an individual level. Their system is the thing that's the most important. That's why they cannot have any chinks in the system. Yeah? That's why we cannot have any chinks in the system. And when you show force like that, you show people that you're not playing. Yeah, white supremacists are very cowardly. They're cowardly and they're pathological liars. They pride themselves on racial contradictions. You dig? We got to understand the con game that they run on us or try to run on us every single day. They try to run contradiction and bullshit con games on us every day, and we have to be tight enough to peep the game. Like right now, we're talking about reparations. They tried their damnness to deflect away from reparations. They start talking dumb shit about, well, there's slavery in Africa still. There's still slavery in the Middle East. Who gives a shit? The hell does that have to do with us and our reparations here? The fuck you deflecting about? We haven't lived in Africa for 500 years. Don't bring some shit up that don't have nothing to do with the reparations right now, right here in this government that we need. Well, there's been slavery in every society going back to Rome. Those governments don't exist no more, and if you had a problem with it, go back and talk to Rome. Who gives a shit? We're talking about the government who enslaved our people and the government that is still standing based on the money that they made from our people. See, they're just throwing all types of kitchen sink bullshit on the wall. They're just throwing everything they can to the wall. Another narrative that they like to push, and we gotta really shut them down on the bullshit when it comes to talking about the Civil War. They say something like, and they were talking about this weekend on Twitter, well, black people, 300,000 white men died for you, for your freedom in the Civil War. That's payment enough, buddy. Family, when they say some stupid shit like that, there's so many holes in that logic and contradictions in that logic. Yes, we're 7,000 deep right now. I feel y'all. Family, there were slaves still living until the 1970s. There were black people who were slaves in the 1800s who were still alive in the early 1970s, guys. In our lifetime, let's be very clear. But all that whole argument that white men died for your freedom. So that was your payment right there. It was paid from the blood of the white man who freed you. They say stupid shit like that. That's like saying, hey, I was raping you, but hey, at least I zipped my pants up. No, you don't. No, you don't get credit even if you did stop slavery, which you really didn't. But even if you did, you don't really get credit for stopping something that you started and benefited from. It don't work like that. You don't get credit for stopping your rapes. Yo, I stopped raping you, so hey man, give me thanks for I ain't raping you no more. So give me thanks now. Thank you. You're welcome. But family, listen, that whole Civil War argument, there's a lot of holes in that because number one, the white supremacists during the Civil War, they didn't really free us. We actually helped to win the Civil War. It was black people to help win the Civil War. And let's be very clear. The people who fought in the Civil War got paid, and their descendants got paid. As a matter of fact, there was a white woman who was still getting paid pension money from the Civil War a few months ago until she died. She just died a few months ago. It was a white woman, I think she was in North Carolina. Her dad was a Civil War veteran. He had her when he was old, so she was still alive until now, and she was getting pension checks from the government because of the damn Civil War. I'm talking about in 2020. She just died a few months ago. You understand? Don't let them tell you, well, that was so long ago, we can't pay you. No, white people were still getting paid from the damn Civil War in 2020. Okay? Let's be very clear. Let me tell you something. It's several reasons why that argument is bullshit. Number one, the Union, the North, they were losing the Civil War, family. The Union was losing the Civil War. The Union was getting their ass whooped by the Confederacy. Do y'all understand, during that time, during antebellum slavery, most of the military schools and academies were in the South. You understand? The South, almost all the private schools at the time were actually military schools. There's a I think there's a book called The Gray Line, The Southern Tradition of Military Schools. Check that book out. But there's a tradition of these military academies all through the South, guys. They were always training militarily in the South, the Citadel, exactly, all of those places. Most of the private schools, like I said, they would send their white kids in the South, they were military schools because they were always afraid of an uprising with black people. They always knew the potential of an uprising. Remember, after Haiti, it had these motherfuckers shook. So they made military strategies and science a major priority in the South. That's why all these white people are walking around with names like Colonel this, Colonel that, and all that, walking around in those military outfits all the time. That was kind of a thing, that Colonel bullshit. Just like Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders, he wasn't a real colonel, but that was just a Southern thing to walk around with that colonel bullshit because of all those military schools down there. They viewed themselves as constantly at a war. Their whole culture was basically warfare. You understand? Because of us. Because of us being in that proximity, knowing we could take their fucking heads off if we wanted to. A lot of us, the black folks were psychologically in bondage, but yeah, just in case a Nat Turner popped up again, they needed to be ready. They needed to be ready. So a lot of those private schools were military schools. So the North was losing the Civil War. They were getting their ass toe up. And the thing is, they only started winning when black people joined. There was a battle up there where they had to retreat, the Union, because the Confederates were whooping that ass, and Abraham Lincoln and his press secretary, his Secretary of State, William Seward, they had a conversation because they were like, we're going to have to get some of these niggas to fight. We're getting our ass toe up. We got to get some of these black folks to fight. These Confederates are whooping our ass. This is going to destroy the United States as we know it. And William Seward, and I want y'all to look this up too, he said, look, we can't reach out to the Negroes yet because that's going to make us look weak. We can't reach out to the blacks. We're going to have to wait until we get at least one victory under our belt, and then you reach out to the black folks. We got to get a victory, though, because when they're whooping our ass like this, and we reach out to the blacks, and his quote was, he said, the government stretching out its hands to Ethiopia. It'll look like the government is stretching out its hands to Ethiopia instead of Ethiopia stretching out its hands to the government. Ethiopia was a term that they used for black people in general back then. All right? They would use the term Ethiopian to describe black people. So he said, that's a quote that he said, we can't look like we're reaching out to them. That's going to make us look weak. So when they had that little victory with the Confederates, they said, hey, guess what, guys? Since we're winning, it's starting to look good for us. Some of you black folks come on in and fight for us. And if you fight, we'll give you emancipation. Get in? So yeah, so then black folks started fighting and black folks started winning. Hundreds of thousands of black folks got in the mix. It was like 100, I want to say 200,000 black people. I want to say it was them many, but black folks got in and started whooping ass. One of the early battles was down there, a battle at Island Mound in Missouri in 1862. Battle Mound, Where my Missouri people? Y'all want to know why Missouri be turning up? Down there in Missouri, they had a battle down there. They try to minimize it. They call it a skirmish. But once they let the black folks fight, black folks got into a battle with the Confederates, and the black people were outnumbered. They beat the brakes off them Confederates. Them black folks killed dozens of them Confederates. I think only 8 black folks got killed, but they killed dozens of them white Confederates at the Battle of Island Mound out there in Missouri. They beat the shit out of those Confederates, and they don't like talking about that. They don't like to play that up because they're very particular about training black folks because they didn't want another Haiti. They understood in Haiti, the French trained a lot of the Haitian leaders, and then they used that military science against them. So they didn't want to do the same with black folks. So, you know, they were very careful about what they taught black folks, but black folks were still putting in work. That's the only reason the Civil War was won, because black folks got involved and black folks fought and got their own freedom. The white people were draft dodging, ducking and dodging, trying their best to avoid a lot of shit. It was black folks putting in a lot of that work. Let's be very clear. And don't get the credit for it. They do not get the credit that they deserve. You know? And whenever they talk about the Union spilling their blood for black folks, another thing you better remember, after slavery, when black folks got emancipated, the Union went down there to Mississippi, and not just Mississippi, and there was an area called the Devil's Punch Bowl, which was a concentration camp, and the Union killed tens of thousands of black people who were newly freed slaves. Those Union soldiers killed all those black people down there in Mississippi. Don't ever forget that. That's another thing they try to hide. It was a bunch of free black people down there. They put them in a concentration camp and starved them of resources and ended up killing tens of thousands of people, and not just Mississippi, at the Devil's Punch Bowl. It was the Union who did that. Let's be very clear. It was the Union who did it. So don't ever let them run that game on you talking about all the shit that we owe them for spilling blood. You can go to hell. You can go to hell, and they owe us for that too. Yeah, Ethiopia meant black people as a whole. That was a term. When you look at old documents, you'll see the word Ethiopia a lot. That's what they used to call Africa. We talked about that in Hidden Colors. They used to call the Atlantic Ocean, the Ethiopian Sea. When Columbus and some of those Spanish explorers came over, they would say, well, we saw the same people we saw in Ethiopia. They would use that term a lot. That was a term that was commonly used, okay? There's a lot of history that, they try to keep quiet about. And this is why it's important for us to teach history. It's important for us to, teach our children what the real deal is as far as history. I posted something earlier this weekend. Alexander Hamilton, he was trending. I think they were talking about the play, and they were just talking about Alexander Hamilton's contribution, because he was one of the founding fathers of the United States. And I pointed out in something very controversial people are trying to talk about today, that Alexander Hamilton, in his time, there was a big controversy about his ethnic background, because this motherfucker was a Negro, low-key. He was a Negro who was passing. That was the rumor about him for a long time. One of the founding fathers. Let me tell y'all another thing. A lot of images that you see of people, those paintings, they whiten them up. Especially down in Mexico. Especially in Mexico. But a lot of the paintings of some of these people, they whiten them the fuck up. A lot of these folks had black backgrounds, dude, and you could see it. You got to catch some early paintings of them when they were children. Lincoln, too. I wish I had my book. J.A. Rogers used to break all this stuff down. But Hamilton was born in Nevis, the island, the Caribbean island of Nevis. And his mother, they talk about her background. Many people say that either she was like a mulatto who was kind of low-key passing. Some people say that she had an affair with the slaves there and had these children. So there was something going on with that mom. They said that mom was black or had black ancestry. And that black ancestry, it runs deep. And a lot of older pictures of Alexander Hamilton, they whiten him up. But some of the early pictures that they don't show you, you got to dig for these pictures. I got some of that shit. Look. This is a picture of him when he was younger. Yeah? That nigga got a finger wave. Nigga, look at the waves in this shit, nigga. That ain't regular white man hair. That's an early picture of Alexander Hamilton that they don't like to show. The truth is always in the hair. That motherfucker got waves, dude. And I heard this picture is actually lightened up some, okay? Here's a black and white image of it, but yeah, that's a picture of Hamilton when he was younger. Yeah? So a lot of these people, that's a Negro in his family, I'm sorry. That's with hair like that, and this was somebody, they would draw true-to-life pictures. This was the original Drake. Yeah? Yeah, nigga. And somebody, the white boys in the room, because they're trying to get in here, they're trying to tell me, well, that was a wig he had on. This ain't no fucking wig. This is not a wig. They're trying to justify this nappy-ass hair, talking about it's a wig. This ain't no fucking wig. The wigs they used to wear, they would wear them long, curly, lace front looking wigs. No, you don't wear no wig like that. Somebody say look like Jason Kidd. Hell yeah, he do. No, they telling me this is a wig. Man, please. That's a wig, bro. No, it ain't. That is not no goddamn wig, nigga. That nigga got some Murray's grease in his hair. That's a wave he got. He got waves. That is not nobody's wig, dude. Yeah, a lot of Clark Gable was black, too. That was another one. Yeah, Babe Ruth was another one who was passing. You did? Well, we're breaking all the stuff down. I like when 4th of July comes around. I like breaking down all of that secret history, just to get under the white supremacist ass. I was pointing out some stuff about George Washington's ass. Because y'all do know George Washington had a black son. They know he got one, but, they like to hide it, just like Thomas Jefferson's kids. They love trying to hide Thomas Jefferson's kids. They love trying to do that. They act like Thomas Jefferson's kids don't exist. But family, George Washington, they tried to say he was sterile. They didn't have the technology at that time to determine if somebody was sterile or not. But George Washington, his brother-in-law had a slave named Venus. And it was said that Washington was messing with her because she told people that her child, West, she had a child named West Ford. She told the mistress of the house that George Washington was the father of her child. Now, she didn't have no reason to lie. So this child called West Ford, black kid, that's George Washington's son. There's actually a photograph of West Ford when he got older. This picture was taken in 1858, guys. And they had camera technology in 1858. This picture was taken at the Mount Vernon Historical House, by the way. This is West Ford. This picture was taken in 1858. I said 1858. That's George Washington's son as he's old. He's older now. He was older on this point. That is West Ford. He looks just like George fucking Washington, by the way. He looks just like him. Okay? There's actually a photograph of him. Yeah? So I like bringing that type of history out. I love it. As a matter of fact, there's another painting of him, or a picture of him, when he was a little bit younger. Hold on. They didn't have camera technology then, but this is him right here. This is another picture of West Ford when he was younger. He looked just like goddamn George. This motherfucker looked just like George. He looked just like his white daddy. All these cats be having these little Negro kids running around here, especially Thomas Jefferson had a whole bunch of them. Hell, y'all know they said Bill Clinton got a little black kid running around here. They've been saying that for years. Yeah? Bill goddamn Clinton. Yeah? So, we like to bring this up in history because, this is how entrenched we are in the historical foundation of this country. We in here heavy. By the way, a lot of folks are still asking about the No Anti-Black Racism shirt. Very nice shirt, man. Nice fit. I like the way it fits, man. It looks fly. No Anti-Black Racism. Everybody got to get your shirt. NoAntiBlackRacism.com, ladies and gentlemen. Did y'all catch, and I didn't catch all of it, did y'all catch the speech by our brother, Minister Farrakhan? Minister Farrakhan was spitting hot fire. I didn't even see the whole thing, but from what I saw, the minister was spitting such hot fire. And the white supremacists, they get so mad because black people are supportive of the minister. They try their best to shame black people into not listening to the minister, and it pisses them off when we still support him. They're not going to get us to not listen to people that we have respect for just because they say so. This whole shaming tactic that they try to do, how dare you, he's anti-this and he's homophobic. Shut the hell up, because if you are a white person, and I said this on Twitter, if you have not done anything about the white killer of Breonna Taylor, if you have not done nothing about the killer of Trayvon Martin, if you have not done nothing about the killer of Tamir Rice, if you have not done nothing about the killer of Sandra Bland, if you have not done nothing about the killers of Mike Brown, if you have not done nothing about the killers of Eric Garner, if you have not done nothing about the killers of all of these black folks who are killed by these race soldiers and white supremacist vigilantes who are walking around here free now, you have not done nothing to bring justice to these people. You don't fix your mouth to say anything to a black person about supporting Minister Farrakhan, who has not killed anybody. You don't fix your mouth to say shit. it's disrespectful for you to speak on black people and who we should support and not support because you don't like something they said. Y'all got whole white supremacists out here you ain't done nothing about. And his speech was going to be on Fox Soul. And I told y'all about Fox Soul because I was on there and they were acting real funny style. There was a lot of the bucking of the eyes on there. So I knew some funny style shit was going on over there. But on Fox Soul, the white supremacists were complaining, so they got it taken on Fox Soul, but they had it running on Revolt, so I give Diddy props for that. And these news outlets, Jake Tapper and all these people were complaining. Jake Tapper's from CNN complaining, oh, Minister Farrakhan, that bigot. Man, CNN and all of these white mainstream news outlets, they have people like Richard Spencer on their shows. He's on CNN and they're normalizing this guy. This guy was at a march where they killed people and beat people. David Duke, they have him all cacan and kikiing on CNN. This dude was a leader of a terrorist group, the Klan. They have Dog the Bounty Hunter all on CNN and all those other news outlets, cacan and kikiing. Dog the Bounty Hunter was involved in the murder of a black man down there in Texas. That's what he went to prison for. Don't ever let them tell you who the hell we can't support. Minister Farrakhan ain't never killed nobody. They ain't never harmed nobody. So y'all not about to tell me and other black folks who we should listen to because you don't like what the hell they say about the racism in your community. Stop it. Stop being afraid to check people, family. We got to get off this thing, but we feel like it's just inherent that we got to bow down to these white supremacists just because they say something, just because they tell us to do something. Fuck that. Shout out to the brothers who took that Columbus statue down. By the way, speaking of that, out there in was this in Maryland? Let me play this. Out there in Maryland, in Baltimore, as a matter of fact, out there in Baltimore, like a couple of days ago, you had this was over there in the little Italian area. They were out there, the white Italians out there talking all this tough shit when wasn't nobody out there talking about protecting their statues. Well, the cats went out there this weekend and they got that Columbus statue down right here. Threw it in the harbor. Damn. They threw that joint in the harbor, buddy. They got that shit up out of here. You know, so yeah, Trump and they were threatening people about what they gonna do if they catch them taking down statues, and people ain't tripping on that shit. People ain't even tripping on that. People are doing whatever. People are not even tripping on that. They doing whatever the hell they want to do. So, you know, we got to be on code. We got to be on code heavy. Now, there's a bunch of burly Negroes. Terry Crews, I'm not going to even get into Terry Crews and his cooning. He's really doubling down on the cooning. I won't get on him. But how many of y'all remember Herschel Walker? Herschel Walker. Ex-football player Herschel Walker. He's out here trying to gain butter biscuits. He's running around cooning it up. This is Herschel Walker talking about protest and all this stuff. I keep telling people they love buck breaking big burly niggas. If they can get a big burly nigga and break him and he's talking coon talk, all the white supremacists love that. It's a shame that big burly Negroes like this are just buck dancing it up. Listen to this.
Hey, I was watching some kids, African American and Caucasian kids play the other day, and I started thinking about their future. And then I was listening to a BLM protester who's speaking for the black people, and I said, wait a minute, he don't speak for me. He don't speak for a lot of other people that I know. And I was watching all the people that wanted to take over a city block, and not just black, that was Caucasian, that was all types of race there. And I said, wait a minute, they don't speak for the people I know. why is these companies giving money to these groups for what? Where's my freedom? Where's my freedom that I don't want to tear down statues? I don't want to defund the police. I don't want to riot and tear people's stores up. I want to do it the right way. So Congress, senators, where's my freedom to speak? If you're a leaker and you decide to leak information that's not true.
Okay. I'm sorry. There's only so much of the cooning I can take, guys. Oh, Lord. These Negroes. These goddamn big, burly, backwood Negroes are pathetic, man. Lord. But right now, because black folks are turning up and black folks are making their demands known, you know, the white supremacists out here, they're desperate. They're trying to do diversity programs. I put this on my social media. I guess this is the military, the Navy or whatever, the Navy choir trying to represent for Black lives. And sometimes, look, just give us some tangibles. Let's save all the performances. We don't need this right here. This is what we don't need. We're trying to get reparations and tangibles, and they're giving us this. This is them representing for black folks. This is them. Hold on. This is what they're giving us. Hold on. This is black diversity. Oh, well, my bad. Go ahead. Go. I'm sorry. Hold, wait. Go ahead.
Social media video pleading for an...
Okay. Oh, that's enough. I'm sorry, guys. Shit. Give me a knife. I said someone said make it stop. I know. I had to punish y'all with it. Give me a knife. Oh, God, no. Please just give us the money. Give us the damn money. I don't want no mayonnaise interpretation of the Lion King. I don't want it. Y'all just gonna have to give me some paper. Y'all can hold that, man. Good Lord. See, that's what, when it comes to our stuff, they want to get into performative art. No. I don't want all that. I don't want it. Y'all break bread. Let's get busy and break bread. But again, like I said, family, we got to stop being afraid to bow down. I mean, all this bowing down to these white supremacists. Look, we don't have to bow down to. These people are not anybody to bow down to, dude. It's about time that we step this shit the fuck up and start controlling our destinies. Family, these white supremacists, man, they're desperate because they're going extinct. The white supremacists, nature is taking care of them, and they know this. The karma of nature is getting at the white supremacists. If you look at all these places, especially these little white supremacist enclaves, nature is wiping them out, guys. And they're desperate and they're angry, and they basically want us to lay down just so that they can have their final days played out where they still feel superior. They know they're on their way out of here. And they're like, well, look, on our last hurrah, can we just go out comfortably? Can we still go out on top? Can we go out feeling like we're on top? You understand? These white supremacists are nobody to bow down to. It's natural selection. Family, let me tell you something. Segregation, because what white supremacists do, they segregate themselves. And that's a double-edged sword, because what they do, they think they're going to segregate themselves so that they can hoard the resources for themselves. But there's always a kickback from that, because then you're going to start getting into some ancestral shit. There's going to be an ancestral line that goes on. You got to understand this. When you travel to Middle America, you have a lot of these inbred white supremacists running around. Just look at some of these people in some of these Karen videos. Look at them. Look at some of these people. Take a good look at some of these Karen videos. These white supremacists look sickly. They don't look well. These are not well people. And they know they're not. They're just desperate right now. They're like, please, Negroes, don't come here and wipe me out so fast. But these people are sickly as hell. They look like zombies. They act like zombies. Did y'all see this video here? Let me play this. This was a woman who was trying to get into a building at a restaurant, and this woman is acting like a zombie, literally like a zombie. This was the other day. Look at this.
What?
This is very funny.
I know,
You still need to
I'm
go.
dying. Hello? You got a Rona?
You need to go home.
Man, Yo, mom, baby girl, hey, who grandmama this is?
Bruh.
Who missed Sunday dinner? Oh shit! Man, all people that woman, son.
Nigga, this is what we got out here. Nigga. These motherfuckers out like the living dead right now, man. We got these crazy ass Karens that's losing their damn minds, family. These people are losing their minds. Their minds are gone. We can't bow down to these people. Unfortunately, they're protected by race soldiers, but damn, this is why we got to step it up and get into a position where we're not subject to those kind of fucking people. These people are insane. It's like Night of the Damn Living Dead, guys. These people are insane. You know? And where's this? I want to show pictures of those folks who were out there with their guns in St. Louis. I want to show that. Where is that? I want to show that, where they were out there with their guns in St. Louis. Where's that picture? Come on. Okay, yeah. These people, this couple here, out there in St. Louis, the couple who had their guns. We did the Ken and Karen, the mayonnaise connection. They out there like some old pudgy, sloppy superheroes. Look at these people. Look at this woman's face. The protesters walked by their houses and they came out there with guns, pointing their guns at everybody. I mean, look, these people look sickly in the face. That woman, she looks like a zombie demon. Yeah? These people are not well, guys. And I'm not saying that to feel sorry for them. Fuck them. You got to protect yourself from these people. But I posted a clip. And this clip was from a documentary called The Inbred Family of the Whitakers. I think that's the name of it. Out there in West Virginia. Now, there's been a few documentaries about these people out there in West Virginia, how these inbred folks. But look, West Virginia, like a lot of these places, they got a lot of inbred folks out here. Family, look at this. This is from a documentary. Look at this. Look at these folks. This is These are the superior people right here. These are the Aryan genes right here, guys. Look at this.
So what are your names? I'm sorry. Who's this?
His name's Ray.
Ray. I remember Ray. I photographed you, Ray. Do you remember? Years ago. And your name is?
Lorraine.
Lorraine.
Now all these people are they're like brothers and sisters. All the brothers and sisters had kids with each other. That's why everybody's all fucked up. Brothers and sisters all had kids with each other. It's disgusting.
And Timmy.
Yeah.
Now you guys grew up here in Odd, West Virginia. How many years have you lived here?
All my life.
You guys, I mean, did you go to school? You did? Some of your brothers and sisters probably didn't go to school, or how much schooling did they get?
They didn't wish to go on. He graduated.
You graduated from what?
Was from high school.
You went to high school, Timmy?
Yeah, he went to high school on back.
And how about you, Lorraine?
No, she didn't went to school.
She didn't. And
No, they didn't went to school.
come on out.
Oh, okay, dude. Nigga. Let me tell you something. This is what's out there in Middle America. When you go to Middle America, guys, that's what you see. I've told y'all that for years. When you go out to Middle America, you see shit like that all over the place. They just don't like to show that shit on TV. Every blue moon, you get some white folks out there who will show that shit. Dude, I lived in Alabama. I would see this shit all the time. On my street where I lived in Birmingham, and when I lived in Leeds too, some of those white kids I went to school with lived just like that. When I lived in Alabama in Birmingham, on Fulton Avenue, right on down my street, like a block down, there was some hillbillies, because our neighborhood was pretty modern. We had a clean little neighborhood, just mixed people, a white person here, a black person there. So it was, newly mixed place. But these hillbillies lived on the other block, down the street. They lived exactly like that. I grew up looking at a motherfucker's house, and some hillbillies looked just like that. The kids didn't go to school. The house was completely filthy. Just junk all over the house. And we would call the kids the hillbillies. They were known in the neighborhood among me and my friends as the hillbillies. They had rotten teeth. They would wear these hot clothes year round. They would ride bikes, and they would ride the bikes in our yard. And we'd try to run them on. We'd try to catch them. We could never catch them. But they would live just like that. Filth, and they would smell funky to be damned. They stunk like a motherfucker. And we knew, just not to go by their house. If we kind of avoided their house because the shit looked like a horror house. You understand? Yeah, they had pets, all types of different dogs. It looked like they were eating them dogs. But I grew up looking at folks like that. That shit is all over the place. You understand? Oh, they smell horrible. Oh, they smell horrible. But a lot of them live like that. And that's why I knew as a child, when I started going to school with white kids and they try to play the whole superiority game, I'm like, oh, hell no, nigga. Superior? To who? How the fuck are you superior? Nigga, I just saw where you lived. Nigga, one of your headlights just fell on the table. Who the fuck are you superior to? Fucking niggers? I'll be that than you, nigga. Nigga, at least this nigga got all his teeth. Dude. I saw this was in Birmingham and Leeds. I lived in Leeds. These motherfuckers was living like that in Leeds at the time. Leeds and Birmingham. And all over. You go all over. And these were the major, Birmingham was a major metropolitan city. So just imagine in some of them little backwoods somewhere. Even now, man, you travel through middle America. This is what you see. Let me tell you something. You travel through parts of California. Some of y'all on your way to Vegas. Y'all cut through Lancaster. Some of them back roads going to Vegas. You see little houses like that. You think, okay, that's a nice barn. No, that's a motherfucker's house. That's a chicken coop. No, there's a bunch of hillbillies living there. You go drive through, take a little trip to Vegas. You see all that type of shit. I remember when I was doing some stuff for MTV. We're up in Arizona, I think. Yeah, I think we're in Arizona. We're doing some stuff. And we're not far from Laughlin, Nevada. We're right on the border of Nevada and Arkansas. It was in Arizona. I always get Arizona and Arkansas mixed up. But Arizona, we're like right on the border. Laughlin, Nevada is like a little river, and then you're right there in Arkansas. Arizona. So they had us, we were filming, and we were in some of these little backwoods of Arizona, and we went through like a trailer park, and it was a bunch of white people there who looked like those folks. We were filming different scenes and different segments, and it was some motherfuckers came out the trailer on some hills had eyes. I was like, get me the fuck out of here. I said, man, y'all better get me out of this bitch. I'm cool. I ain't got my niggas with me. If I had some G's with me, I'm up here with some white production managers and all that. Nah, y'all ain't good enough for, no, that's not gonna work. Take me back to Laughlin, Nevada. I'll stay there. Give me a north. Arizona. It was in Arizona. Nigga, yeah, because we were filming some stuff. We were filming some shit. It was a festival out there. Not only were they were getting lost, we were trying to go to different places to shoot, and the production team kept getting lost. Because they were from New York. I flew in from LA. So they didn't know the area. So they kept making these crazy turns into these Texas Chainsaw Massacre fucking people's homes and trailer parks. And each one of them were looking crazier than the next. I mean, literally like the hills had eyes, dudes. These folks were so inbred looking, it was ridiculous. I'm talking about all of them. Then we went by some park and they were having a Civil War reenactment. I'm like, man, if y'all don't get me the fuck out of here, dude. Dude. Get me out this bitch. Lord. Sorry, Tariq, man. And every time I complained, they would call to New York. Oh, that's another thing. When I was doing some stuff on MTV, every time I would, have a gripe about something, them white folks would just make a call. They'd call to New York, and then I get a call. If I say, man, it's hot out here. About 5 minutes later, hey, Tariq, this is corporate. We heard that you didn't like the humidity, and they got you out there in the sun. I'm like, really? Okay. They called y'all for that. White folks are some of the dry snitchingest fucking people ever. They are some of the dry snitching people. So I can imagine how it is on a job working with these folks, because I worked with them for a few months, and they would call corporate on me every day. Every single day they would call corporate on my ass. Because we would be filming, and I'm out here filming, and we're filming in Nevada and Arizona in the desert, and we're doing the Mac lesson, the art of Mac and stuff. I'm teaching guys how to be Macs and all that, and I'm out here in this desert in a fucking 3-piece suit. I'm like, can a nigga get some water? Hi, Tariq. It's Samantha from corporate MTV. I heard they're depriving you of beverages out there. God damn. Just go to fucking 7-Eleven and get me some water. Y'all ain't got to call corporate every 5 minutes and tell. God. Yeah, they'll sneak off in the trailer and call corporate. He's complaining. Tariq is complaining and I'm scared. I don't know. He has a gun in his suit. I don't know. Stop, man. Oh, it was a headache. Some of that shit was a headache working with them. Yeah. Yeah, nigga, it was hot as fuck out there, dude. I'm out there in a damn 3-piece suit. And then we're doing, like, we got to keep doing the takes over and over again. And I kept telling, I'm like, hey, okay, let's do this take from this angle. Okay, we're going to pull up in the car, and then you're going to get out, and we're going to walk through the desert, and then we're going to film you from this side, then we're going to do it again. I'm like, woo. I said, hey, guys, this is, I don't want to have a heat stroke out in this motherfucker. It's kind of hot. Oh, my God, oh, God, oh, God. Tariq is angry. Hello. He's angry. Hello, guys. I'm with Tariq and he's angry. They would tell on me every fucking day, man. I'm like, well, I don't give a shit about y'all telling on me. They hired me for this shit. It don't matter. They hired me for this bullshit. I don't work for the company. I'm a act for hire. Y'all done hired me for this shit. You dig? But when we did that, that was for MTV Made. We did that, and it became we did the first one. It became their highest rated episode, where I went out there and I taught this white kid how to be a player. Boy, they loved that shit. That shit got high ratings. They would play that on MTV all the time. Then we did another one. We did a spring break special where we had to go down to Panama City Beach, Florida. That shit was popping. That shit was popping. Yeah. Yeah, oh, so I could imagine, that's why I know that little time that I worked with them at MTV, I can imagine how it is as a black person working with these people full time, the way they be dry snitching and telling. The minute a black person complains about anything, I can imagine them calling HR, because every fucking 5 minutes they call the corporate office complaining, well, telling. Every time I said something, or every time I was uncomfortable, they had to call corporate on my ass. Yeah, the show was great. The show turned out real good. Yeah, the show turned out real good. Yeah. Yeah, Made was the shit. The concept of Made was tight. The concept of Made was real tight. Yeah, Michael Moore was cool too. I like working with Michael Moore. We had a good time doing that. That was cool. Yeah. So you get snitched on all the time. Yeah. Yeah, that shit is heavy. But yeah, that family was his family. No. His family wasn't in the inbreds. No, they weren't inbred. No, they weren't. No, he was actually cool. His folks was cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Cameo. Yeah. There's a website. Thank you, D. Shout out to D Tubman. There's a website that I'm on. They contacted me. It's called Cameo. Cameo is where a lot of celebrities, they do videos for fans, and they do shout outs or whatever. So, you can get them, give them like $100 or whatever to do a shout out, anniversary shout out. And the Cameo company called me. I just found out about it, and they called me and telling me that there's a lot of requests for me to do videos on there. So they got me a page on there, and I've been doing them all this week, as a matter of fact. It's cameo.com. It's an app. Go to cameo.com. And a lot of times people, they ask me to do birthday shout outs and anniversaries. People do that all the time. People are always in my DMs asking me to shout out their family, their cousin. Hey man, such and such is overseas. They would really like you to shout them out. All right, cool. So now this is the perfect site for that. They got it set up where you can do that. They got it set up where you can do that very, very easily. So now if you want me to do a birthday shout out, an anniversary shout out, if you want me to roast your family member, you want me to roast your coworker, you want me to roast you, get on Cameo. Get on Cameo. And then, good site, real cool site. Shout out to D for reminding me. I totally forgot about it. What's up, Jonathan? What I think about the child shootings in Chicago? Who was the shooter? Who was the shooter? And did they catch the shooter? I mean, what do you mean? What do I think about it? I don't know anything about it. Yeah? I don't know anything about it. And what do y'all think about all these white supremacists walking free from killing black folks? What do y'all think about that? Yeah. Yes, the FBAC conference is still on. It's in September 19th. It's still September 19th. Yeah. That's when the FBAC conference is popping. We still have it planned. We are still good to go. And hopefully all of those social distancing issues will be lifted at that time, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, let me get up out of here, guys. Don't forget, we're in here heavy, by the way. Over 7,000 people in here. You want this shirt, go to noantiblacksracism.com. That's where you can get the shirt, ladies and gentlemen. Go to hiddencolorsfilm.com. All that good stuff, guys. And I'm going to holler at you guys later on.